In the last lecture, I discussed regarding the history of IoT, how the IoT is evaluated in and what is the steps behind that. किस तरह से IoT डेवलप हुआ, कौन सी मशीन्स कब आई, फिर फाइनली कब हुआ 1999 में जाके IoT systems डेवलप हुआ, the first IoT system will be there. Now today I am going to discuss the describe the main technologies that enables IoT. It means that if you have any systems, all of you came across with the various types of systems. Okay, so in these various types of system, how can you tell that? How can you tell that that device is a in particular IoT devices? So every embedded system are there. There are so many embedded systems will be there. Okay, then which technology inbuilt on that particular system so that we can tell that, oh, this is a IoT devices. So now we will going to discuss the various technologies that enables the IoT. Okay, so with the help of that technology, you can create a IoT devices. You can say like that. So now, first I will discuss some basic things, some of the basic overview of this. First is a mobile computing. So all of you have mobile, all of you know that about the mobile computations. Okay, so this mobile devices is the smart, low power devices, a smartphones, tablet. So in the mobile computing, there are two types of devices will come in: the smartphones and tablets, which is having very smart and also it will take low power consumption. So it is also called as low power devices. Now we will think about the little devices and little data. So in this categories, you can tell that embedded devices. So all of you understand, in whatever embedded devices is there, that devices should be small. Okay, and also the example is variables or sensors. You can say that. Now when we are talking about the standards that enable internet scale. Now when you are going to use IoT devices, it means that you are going to use the some technologies in which you can transfer the data from one place to another place. So now in the case of this, a standardized networking. So you have to use some network, some network features so that you can able to transmit the data. In that, the example is Wi-Fi. All of you came across with the Wi-Fi, 3G, okay, LTE. So LTE is called long-term evolutions, like 4G, okay, and also it's now it's coming VoLTE. So that is voice over LTE. Long-term evolution is there, but voice over long-term evolutions. Okay, and all of you facing some situations like without internet, you can do a video call. So that's comes under the VoLTE. Now, when we are talking about the Bluetooth smart devices, Bluetooth is there, browsers, when you are using the systems, Chromes, then you can use the browsers, different types of browsers, JavaScript, HTTP. HTTP is a protocol that is called Hypertext Transport Protocol. With the help of this, when you are going to open any website, in the address bar, it is showing that http://www. These things. So this is a protocol which is used to now when we are talking about TLS, the TLS is also called as transport layer security. So this is one type of protocol. It is also called as this is the successor protocol of SSL. SSL. So SSL and TSL, both are protocols. Now, when we are talking about the SSL, it means it will secure socket layers. So SSL indicates that secure socket layers. So this layer is used to authenticate the link between the networking computers. If the multiple computers are connected with the internet, how can you authenticate it? It means that how can you secure the systems? So with the help of the SSL and TLS protocol, we are going to authenticate systems. And also when we are discussing the web and community based development, ecosystems enabled by trust, that is called embed and HTML5. See, this is the embed platform. I will discuss in details in unit 5. Don't worry about that. And also HTML5. So HTML represents the hypertext markup languages. So what is the use of HTTP? Sorry, what is the use of HTML? So the HTML is used to, actually this is a code that is used to structure a web and its content. Let us consider you are opening some website like HTTP www.google.com. Okay, so when you are opening this, Google website will open. So in this website, some contents will be there. That contents is related to the HTML5. So क्या होता है, बीच में गूगल का सर्च इंजन ओपन होता है, ठीक है, ऊपर गूगल आता है, लेकिन some features it have, you can see that whenever any anniversary is there, any scientist birthday is there, then he will on the search bar toolbar, the above of this, it is written something. It is describing the particular things. So this comes under the HTML. Now when we are discussing about the technologies that enable IoT, it means that we are talking about severe things, like whatever objects is there. There are several objects were there, and all objects is combined or all objects is connected to the internet. So when you are going to connect any system to the internet, that is called IoT devices. Okay, so here you can see that nowadays you can see tower is there, mobile, tablet, TV, smart TV, car, okay, display. So all the things are there. So now you have to talk about which type of technology is needed to develop IoT systems. Now you can see we are going, if you are going about the mobile computing, in the mobile computing, I already told you, within the mobile computing, it comes the either mobile smartphones or tablets. So when we are talking about the smartphones and tablets, what things is required technically? So technically, what things will be required? The first is required the processor. That is called processor technology. This processor technology depends upon the various company. ठीक है, अलग अलग स्मार्टफोन्स अलग अलग प्रोसेसर के साथ आती है. Here I have given example as a ARM Cortex. So ARM Cortex is also very much efficient in the terms of smartphones and mobiles. Okay, so it is called ARM Cortex A. So when we are talking about the processor, it's called Cortex A. So the Cortex A processor is used for the application scripting. So whenever you are needed to require the processor for the applications for a particular applications, then you can use the Cortex A processor. And then you can need the Android applications if you are going to use the smartphones, or you can need the iOS for Apple devices. Okay. And next is called little devices and little data. So when we are talking about the ARM Cortex processor technologies, in that Cortex M processor will be there. Now you can see here I am using Cortex A processor. Here I am using Cortex M processor. Okay, so this Cortex M processor is mostly in 90% cases it is used in the mobiles. So if we are talking about that, you have a device, you have applications, you have a big data. So if you combine these three, you can get a systems. That system is called IoT system. Now, when we are talking about the standards that enable internet scale. Okay. So in this case, you will see for connecting the through the internet, you need several technologies. That is called Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, LTE, Zigbee, 3G. So any types of technology will be required. One is called IEEE 802.115.4. This is also one type of communication protocol. With the help of that, you transfer the data. So the IEEE indicates that Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, and this actually this association will standardize the products of electrical or electronics product. Like I already discussed you, whenever you are creating the USB devices or USB port, so the same USB port will be defined by the all the manufacturer. That's why this it is used for the standardize the things. So now if you were talking about the especially IEEE 802.15.4, so then you can tell that it is a technical standard which defines the operation of low rate wireless personal area network, or it is also called as LRWPN. It means that LR low rate wide area, sorry, wireless, W for wireless, P for personal area network. So this standard will be used for the low rate wireless. And also if we will discuss about the ARM embed IoT device development. So in this community, we are discussing the ARM bed. Actually, this is a platform where you are going to develop any systems. So we will discuss in detail ARM according to ARM bed in unit 5. So whenever you want to use the wave and community-based development, then what you have to do? So you all of you know that when you are using the wave, there are various devices you can able to connect that. Like in this diagram, I will show you some devices. That device will be connected through the embedded platform, and he will be able to transmit the data from one device to another device. That enables the IoT. Now I have discussed these 4 components, and I will discuss these 4 components with the Internet of Things. So now the first thing is, it is called, I have using mobile computing device with Internet of Things. You have to combine these two. Okay. So already I talked about the in mobile computing, the devices is coming under the smartphones or tablets. The Cortex A processor is used for the application, mobile application, and also the OS will supported by the either Android or iOS. Okay, so with the help of these 3 things, you can make a device and you can able to connect through the internet. That's come through the Internet of Things devices. You can see when we are talking about the ARM processor in Cortex-M in processor in a smartphone, then first we will discuss ARM Cortex-M family. So this is the applications processor for feature-rich OS and third-party applications. So this will defines that if you want to use this processor for a specific applications, then you can go for that. When we are telling about the ARM Cortex-R family, so this type of processor will be used in a real-time signal processing or control application. So every processor has a different applications. Okay, and also if you want to tell that the Cortex A processor will not be applicable to real-time signal processing. ARM Cortex-M family, this is a microcontroller-oriented processor for MCU, ASSP, and SoC application. So now when you are talking about the ARM Cortex-M, it means that it is a based of microcontroller. So whenever it comes in the microcontroller, it means that the cost will be lower. So if the cost will be lower, you wanna use very friendly. Okay. So this is a microcontroller oriented processor for MCU and also ASSP. The ASSP is called application specific standard protocol product. So actually it is a semiconductor device, IC product that is dedicated to a specific application sold to more than one user. It means that according to applications, we are going to develop one type of ICs, and with the help of this IC, if you are going to sell in the market, then you can able to sell to one or more customer. Like you can take the examples, if you have a washing machine, if you have designed embedded system for buying washing machines, and also this washing machine is IoT enabled. So if you are designing the washing machine, it means that whenever you are going to manufacture the washing machine, what will happen? You can sell this washing machine to anyone. Okay, so this is not limited to one. Remember that. So now you can see with this mobile, there are so many features are available. Like you can see Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Cortex M3, Cortex R4, sensor subs will be there, Cortex M3, Cortex M4, application processor will be there, several processor will be there, power management modules, Cortex M3. So these all the things features will be available. You able to design any type of product. Now, if we were talking about the now you can say when we are discussing about the ARM Cortex A class processor, it means this processor is used for the application. It is also called an application processor. It is used to applications that have high compute requirements, run rich operating systems, deliver interactive media and graphic experience. Now, this is a Cortex A series that is a low power ladder. Okay. So now you have to do, there are several processors will be there, like Cortex A5, Cortex A8, Cortex A9, Cortex A15, Cortex A7, Cortex A57, A12, A53, like that. Okay. So this is having a different types of Cortex A processor and also having different configuration. Depending upon application, you will be able to use it. And also when we are talking about the smartphones, in the smartphones, when we are using, when we are designing with ARM processor, then the ranging from high frequency performance processor, that is example Cortex A. So Cortex A is having high performance processor, and you can use this processor to low power oriented processors, such as Cortex M. So depending upon applications, depending upon the system requirement, you are going to use either Cortex A processor or Cortex M processor. Okay. So now first we will see that Cortex A5. When we are talking about the Cortex A5, this is a low cost implementation. This is a low cost implementation processor, and also it has a frequency of 400 to 800 megahertz. If you are talking about Cortex A7, this is having maximum performance in 100 milliwatt budget architectures alignment with the Cortex A15. So you can see it will take 100 milliwatt power. And also it is used for the standalone, or you can use multi-core configurations, delivering 800 megahertz to 1.2 gigahertz. 1.2 gigahertz frequency. So every processor having a different frequencies. Okay, like if we are talking about the Cortex A9 shipping in mobile since 2009, second generation, 14x SP, and also this is a frequency 700 megahertz plus. When we are talking about the Cortex A15, it is also having frequency greater than 2 gigahertz, and also it is having highest performance solution for the current mobile and demanding wireless infrastructure applications. So when we are talking about the wireless infrastructure solutions, then you can go for the Cortex A15, and this will be very helpful. So when we are talking about the Cortex A12, The Cortex A12 is a high performance mid-range solution targeted at mobile and tablet. Performance is high, but it is a mid-range solution. So the cost is not much less, but less, not more than high. So this is ARM v7 32-bit. This architecture of Cortex A7 is of A12 is of ARM v7 architectures, and also it has 32-bit processor. When we are talking about the Cortex A53, it depends upon the ARM v8 architectures, and it also has 64 or 32-bit processor. When we are talking about the Cortex A57, so it will be based upon the ARM v8 architectures, and also it has 62 core 32-bit. So when we are talking about this type of processor, you can get the performance is very high. It is used in the mainstream, and it is used at a high efficiency. So these things will be there. So whenever you want to design any systems, then you need a processor. Without processor, you can't able to design a system. So depending upon our requirement, depending upon our budgets, you can able to design the systems. So now, if we are talking about the little devices and little data, in that same things will happen. Here I am using the Cortex M processor, devices, applications, and big data. So when we are talking about the big data, little data, this will depend upon the data size. Okay, so this will depend upon the data size. If you want to use any device through internet or through internet of devices, what will happen? You need to take care of the data. So if the data is in a big amount, then it will take more time to search anything. So that's why we are going to use the little data, so that the application will be very much fast. So if we are talking about the little bit, little devices and little data, so within the little devices, you can consider either you can use sensors, either you can use variable devices, or you can use the embedded microcontrollers. So these things will be considered. And also when we are talking about the processor, so you can use the ARM Cortex M processors, and also you can use the low power microcontrollers. So when you are going to use the low power microcontrollers, then you can able to design a system which is having less cost. Now you can see when you are talking about the little data starts with the little devices. So कोई भी जो छोटा devices होगा वही कम data use करेगा. Otherwise, if you are talking about the clouds, it will big data. Okay. So you can see where the nodes are there, several nodes will be there. With the help of several nodes, you can able to transfer the data. But when you are going to transfer the data or transmit the data, you have to take care of the security purpose. Okay. So you can see this is security, communications, discovery, data storage and analytics, management application. So whenever we are going to transmit the data, you have to, this data will be secure. You have to take care of this. And also communications, it's very easy. Discovery, data storage and analytics. So if you want to store the data, okay, so this is the store the data. This is a huge amount of data. So if huge amount of data is there, you need to analyze this data depending upon your applications. So this is used for the big data. When we are talking about the little data, it means that you are using only, you can see in the left hand side, so many objects will be there. In that objects, we are going to use the little data in that. And now also you can see whenever you are going to transfer the data, then you can use this type of technology, fast technology, 3G, Wi-Fi, LTE, Bluetooth, ZigBee, IEEE 802.15.4. So this type of devices is required to send the data through one devices to another devices. Now, when we are talking about the standard and the standards that enable internet to scale, so already I discussed devices, the devices which includes this type of communication standards or communication protocols. Then you can say that this is a comes under the IoT devices. So without these technologies, you can't able to transmit the data or you can't able to transfer the data. So now if we are talking about the Bluetooth smart connectivity, it is also known as Bluetooth low energy. Both are same. So it is ultra low power designed to run from coin cells and 10 milliwatt. So Bluetooth will require 10 milliwatt power is required for that. So that's why you can tell that yeah, ultra low power. And also it has short range communications. It means less than 100 meters and enabling IoT small devices. So based of the applications, you have to choose which type of communications protocol will be used. So now when we are talking about the Internet of Things with the ARM-based IoT device development, then what will happen? In ARM-based ARM embed. So this is actually embed is a platform. So embed is a platform used for easy prototyping and development of applications and system based on ARM Cortex M based microcontrollers. So whenever you are going to design the systems based upon Cortex M4, with the help of embed platform, you can able to easily design that. You need not write so much programs. Just you have to use the building blocks of that. So already the program is written for that particular building blocks. So the ARM Cortex M based microcontrollers, if you're using, then the cost will be very less. And also this embedded platform provides the benefit of this embedded platform is it provides open software libraries. Open software libraries, it means that there are various libraries is available. You can use that library free of cost. And also you have various open hardware designs. There are also hardware designs are available. If you want to select it from there, you can able to select. Otherwise, no problem. And the next is open online tools for professionals, rapid prototyping of the products based on R-based microcontrollers. So in this, the facilities are available. It means there are various online tools are available. With the help of that, you can able to design a prototype of the systems or products which is based upon the ARM-based microcontrollers. So now if we were talking about that MCUs, microcontroller units, radios. Now you can see the menu, it is a rapid professional IoT device development. An open source platform and libraries for Cortex and microcontroller. See that open source platforms is there, then it's very good or very efficient. You have to understand about that. Otherwise, you can see Linux is there. Linux is an open source operating system. So with that service, there is no need to pay the money and pay for the key and all. Like if you are going to buy a window, then you have to use the crack versions or you can use the buy a license. So it is a mix and match essential components for your product designs like microcontrollers, radio, sensors, software stacks, Bluetooth, this Wi-Fi. And so these devices you can include in your design. So what types of requirements are there? Depending upon your requirement, you have to include all the things. Now, if we're talking about the simplify integrations with cloud services, then it is integrated with the Sensonet Nano service products. Now you can see this Sensonet is one type of company which is which is collaborating with the ARM processor, and he will develop a product. Okay. And also the embedded agents and API for cloud services. So when we are talking about the embedded agents and API includes application programming interface. So you can able to transfer the data from the cloud. So that's why you have to use the cloud services also. So this is all about the technologies that enables the IoT. If you have an inquiry, you can ask.